Hey guys, so Doug and Stacy over at, it used to be Growing in Faith Farms. Off Grid with Doug and Stacy. I can't remember your new name. Anyway, I will put them in a card and I will put the correct name of their channel in the link. Anyway, I love these guys. They live in Amish country and it's just so much fun to watch them. They're not Amish themselves, but they live an amazing lifestyle. They have a beautiful little cabin that they're off-grid in with all their, they have sheep right now that are lambing, and it's super fun to watch them. So I've been friends with them for a while now, and they asked me to do the allotment challenge, and they asked me like a week and a half ago, and I haven't sat down in front of the camera for a while, and I just kept forgetting. So here we go, the allotment challenge. So let's see, number one, how long have you had your allotment for? And so I guess in the UK they call a garden an allotment, because there it would be a piece of ground that you're given locally that doesn't belong to you, but you're allowed to grow things on it. So here it would just be a garden. So our garden is more of a permaculture patch right now. We have done some gardens in different years, but there's poison in our soil that's making it difficult to do a real garden, so we've had to do our garden in boxes of purchased soil, and we have been here for almost 5 years now. Question 2, how long did you wait for your allotment? We had a garden in our previous home that was very beautiful and productive, and when we moved, we got this house and I started it immediately. So we didn't really wait for it very long. And again, right now, what we're mostly growing are fruits from fruit bushes. Everything is pretty much perennial that's surviving here. Let's see, question 3, where did you learn about gardening? My mother gardened. She had a green thumb that was unbelievable. She still does. And I would go out and do some weeding, but I didn't really do a lot of gardening. At the time I had a lot of allergies and I was allergic to dirt. And so once I got over that allergy, it was really fun to try and remember what my mom had done and see if I could emulate it. And I'm nowhere close to her. She is just absolutely amazing. Let's see. Do you plant a winter garden? I don't, because our hottest months of the year are September and October a little bit. They can get very intense. And we live in a desert, and so it's very hard to grow things and have enough water to keep them alive. And then when winter comes, it comes very suddenly. And so if I do a winter garden, it has to be I have done it in the past, but I haven't recently, just because of our environmental parameters here. 5, what has been your biggest success this year or ever? This year we ended up having a volunteer pumpkin patch come up. We were hoping that it would. Where we had kept the pigs before, we had fed them raw pumpkins, and we were really just hoping that the pumpkins would come up and survive there. And so I had put 1.5 feet of mulch over the top of our pig patch, and it did indeed come up, and we had lots of pumpkins that we've been feeding the rabbits and feeding ourselves and feeding the goats, and that was a huge success. What has been your biggest gardening disaster? The first year that we did deep mulch, I went out and planted once a week just to get things in rotation and really moving. And every time a seedling came up, it would disappear. Like, it would look like it was going really well, and then it would be gone the next day. And it turned out that we needed to put ducks in our deep mulch system. And once I had ducks in our deep mulch system, not in the space where my seedlings were, obviously, because they would eat the seedlings, but in the paths surrounding our deep mulch system, once we brought ducks in, all of a sudden I had no slugs and my garden came up. And so even though it was a disaster, we learned a lot from it. We learned that we really need to keep ducks in our garden. Do you have a tried and true variety that you always grow? I love alibi cucumbers. What else do I have that I love? I love sugar snap peas. We love summer like crookneck squash. Is it called Black Beauty zucchini? I have varieties that I always buy. Blue Lake pole beans. What else? Most of my favorite things to grow though are herbs, and So for me, my favorite friends to see every year are when my herbs come up. So I guess not so much favorite varieties, but favorite actual classification of plants is I love to grow herbs. And they're like friends every year when they start to smell good and you walk past them and you take that scent with you into the garden for the rest of the day. Okay, are you planning on trying anything new next year? This year, I am doing hotbeds using my rabbits to create the heat in the greenhouse. And they're a very tall raised bed. They're about 4 feet, 3.5, 4 feet tall, so that I don't have to bend over. All the water remains in the hotbed. The fertilization is in the hotbed from the rabbits. The heat is there. The greenhouse is over it to keep off rain and snow and cold. And so that's what I'm excited about. I have done it before, but I've never done it with the rabbits before. The purpose behind that being that I don't have to carry heavy manure. Instead, the rabbits are just going poop where I want the manure. So. How do you preserve your crops? We really like to dehydrate. Dehydrating is our favorite thing because it takes up less space. It's not as heavy. We do some canning, but we prefer freezing over canning. Your favorite meal to cook with veggie from the plot? I love summer squash sauteed with onion slices. That's my absolute favorite. And next to that would be steamed Swiss chard. So those are my absolute favorite foods, bar none. Give me that and I'm happy. And so go check out Doug and Stacy. Let me double check. Yeah, Off Grid with Doug and Stacy. I did get it the 4th time. They did their allotment video, and then I think Tina Stowers was going to do one. She's here with us in our area, and her channel is My Homesteading Project. And I haven't seen hers up yet, but thank you for being patient, Doug and Stacy, and I'm sorry this took so long. And yeah, so go check out Doug and Stacy, and we'll talk to you later.